Okay, volume, specifically volume of prisms. So that's a rectangular based prism. Before we get that, let's just go all the way back to grade 7 just to make sure we're on the same page. Volume is a three-dimensional space. How many little 1 cubic centimetre blocks can you fit in a rectangular box, I guess? So you can see there how many squares do we have. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's going to be 3 behind, so there's 6 in that bottom layer. If I have 2 layers of 6, it's 2 times 6, isn't it? That 6 is actually length, which is 3, width, which is 2. So length times width is the area of the thing that it's sitting on. That's a rectangle, the area of the base, and we just want to multiply by how tall it is. So the volume is the area of the base multiplied by the height. Because if that thing was another 1 tall, it would be 6 times 3. Oops, that's a dodgy 3. Because there's 1, 2, 3 stacks, and I could go up again. It gets a little bit messy. And that would be 6 times 4. Each time you get that stack higher, you're adding another 6. And that 6 is the area of the base. Luckily, if you were geometrically challenged, we'll give you a rule. So the volume of a prism is area equal, not area, is it? It's volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height. You can see there that this little diagram has already got the fact that it's a rectangular base. Rectangular base, area of a rectangle, so this area of the base is length times width, and the height is the height of the prism. So that's height. So length, 1.5, width, 1.0, and height, 1.25, and you're going to whack it in your calculator. 1 times 1.5 times 25. 1.875. A prism is any shape that's the same on either end and connected with straight lines. So I can do a triangular based prism, 2 triangles on either end and just, so that's a tent. Another prism would be 2 circles and I draw it with straight lines. So a can of soft drink is a prism because the circles on either end. I can have a square and a square, and I can join those sides. I know I'm not dotting, I should have dotted that because that's one you can't see. That's a tissue box. They're prisms because they're the same, one shape's the same at either end. Oh my gosh, here's one I prepared earlier. I think that is a triangular based prism. So volume equals area of the base times the height. Here, that yellow base is a triangle, so area of a triangle is a half base times height, and this height refers to the height of the prism, so it's a different h. Of the triangle, the base would be this 5. The height is the perpendicular height. And this height is the height of the prism. Pen. Calculator. A half times 5 times 6 times 8. The volume of that Toblerone bar is 120 Centimeters cubed. Oh my gosh, I forgot that up here. That was meters cubed. Cubic meter. Cubic is the volume. Okay. Common error. Someone's going to think that the base is this rectangle. But you can see that there's not a rectangle at the other end, is there? So it's not a rectangular based prism. It's definitely a triangular based prism because there's a triangle that's the same shape on either end. They've just drawn it on its side. So when you go, volume equals area of the base times height, the base is the base of that triangle. Get the right colour. Triangle is a half base times height, and then that's that height. 6. Height of the triangle is 7. This height is the height of the prism, how far between the shapes on both sides, times 6. Calculator. 126. I won't forget this time it's centimetres cubed. Cubic centimetres. Last one. Can you see that there is a circle on the bottom and a circle on the top? So it is a circular based prism. It's a prism. The volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height of the prism. It's a Coke can, so how tall is the Coke can? Well, that's a big can of Coke, isn't it? Because that's metres. Anyway, area of the base is a circle, so that's pi r squared times h. Hey, what's my radius? If that's 9, my radius is half of that. And the height of the prism calculator, pi times 4.5 squared times 10.5, 667.98, and it would be meters cubed. Volume of prisms. You just got to identify what the base is, calculate the area, multiplied by the height. Do lots of practice, please. These are harder than they look.